Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Q&A!
Ladies and gentlemen, her.
Only
I know we made you guys wait a very long time. It's my fault.
No, it's
definitely my fault.
No. I did go through the Q&A, like the submitted questions, and the most popular ones I made sure I got, and some others, and this is how big the stack is.
Just from the ones you selected.
Yes, and
I
we're
love this.
going to try to get through all of them. Where are you going?
I just was curious
She
to
wanted
see
to
the
see
frame.
the setup. It's a
It's
good
very
frame.
good.
Well, we poured some red wine because we figured, it should feel like we're all hanging out. We're doing this together.
So pour a glass if you're legal.
Oh yeah, if you're above 21 in America, or
Hang
to
tight,
that age.
it's gonna be a roller coaster.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, that's good. That's
I don't
good.
know. I don't know what the questions are.
It's a
which is, I
mix.
guess, a fun element.
It's a mix. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for always being a good partner.
Me too.
Love you.
And cheers too.
Cheers, guys, for waiting for us.
That's good. You're gonna like it.
Ooh.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's sweet. Question number 1. Drum roll. Question number 1. Very frequently asked. How long have you been together? Our 4-year anniversary is November 24th. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
3 years and 7 months,
Some change.
to be exact. And then our anniversary will be coming up.
Yeah?
Who liked who first? I feel like I liked you first. By like 2 years. Zoom in on my face on that part. 2 years.
If we're gonna talk when she first liked me, the timeline, 2 years, she's talking 2 years before we started dating.
Yeah.
You would say you liked me?
I liked you. I thought you were hot.
Yeah, but you didn't like me, you didn't know me.
No, because you never hung out with me. I couldn't develop feelings. So I'd invite you out and I'd invite other people out. You would never come, so I never had a chance to get to know you. I'd be like a group thing, like a friend's birthday. They're like, invite whoever. I'd invite her, a couple other people, and she would never, ever
But
come.
I feel like we also fell for each other,
At the perfect time,
simultaneously, though.
Yeah.
I don't think, once we did start, actually dating, I don't feel like one person liked the other person more. I felt like we were both
Yeah, I think it was more just me being guarded.
You were more guarded, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think we both were kind of man. Okay, I liked this one. What qualities did you take from each other?
Ooh, that is a good one.
Let me just get cozy.
Yeah, get comfy.
I feel like from Lara, she has given me a lot of...
Let me get comfy while she talks about me.
Lara's given me a lot of financial literacy, I would say. I've always been good with my money because I've always been financially independent from a young age, and I've obviously been fine and made good decisions, but Lara takes it to another level, and I think in a good way, she, instead of just being good with my money and not overspending, she just teaches me really good financial habits, and I feel like that quality I got from you. And I also think that a quality that I took from you is standing up for myself more, in a sense
in
of
work.
in work, and knowing my worth. And I don't know, you have a very
I think what she means more with that to specify is in the modeling world, right? You have your agents and they book you for things, and pretty much the way it goes is if you don't agree with what they want you to do, they might not be very nice. Some say things to put you down, and then they'll kind of ice you out and not book you and
they can walk all over you,
not let you make money, and then you just don't make a penny for a month or 2 months. I've found a way to kind of teach you, and you've helped me also because we do a lot of our emails together. Communicate what we need from our agents in a professional way that is clever and that kind of gets them in the direction of where we want to go with a booking.
Patience is another one.
Carrie, I feel like I've become a lot more emotionally in tune with myself because of her, and definitely more spiritual. Like when we first started dating, I was very avoidant and I was really closed off, and it took me a really long time to like kind of transfer to being like a secure attachment style. And she used to be anxious attachment, which if you guys know about attachment styles, like anxious attachment and avoidant like normally don't blend well, and like 25% of the world is anxious, 25% of the world is avoidant, and 50% is secure. Yeah, she taught me to like be better with my emotions and kind of like communicate more when I was like upset about something versus I just kind of like would shut down more before. And that was, I think, the biggest thing is like kind of us finding a way to meet in the middle and like learn to be more communicative with that. So what did it take from you? Emotional communication and emotional being emotionally in tune.
Well, also just being intimate emotionally. I feel like it was like when we met, like it was definitely like a scary like thing for her, but I feel like I don't know. I mean, I think it happened pretty fast, but I definitely knocked down your walls.
Yeah. Yeah. What else have I taken?
You've stolen my heart.
What attracted you both to each other? She's beautiful. So, as shallow as it is, that's initially what drew me in. But what kept me there is that she is so sweet and so loving and so thoughtful and always puts everyone before herself and supports me and my dreams and my goals, and then supports her family's goals and supports her friends' goals. And she's just always there for everyone.
That's so sweet. I feel like a good answer to this question, what attracted you both to me? Obviously, like what attracted me to Lara was just like her forwardness and her intensity. Because like, yeah, like I feel like I was coming from dating someone who like didn't really ever validate me or like ever like at all, and so it was such a refreshing thing as like I met Lara and she was just like so open about like calling me beautiful or like complimenting me, and like I just really liked that about her because
I always made sure to like when she would do her nails, I think you did your nails.
Yeah,
You cut your hair.
I like that about you because I'm that way. Like I feel like I'm a words of affirmation person and I do compliment people a lot, and it's nice to have it reciprocated. And like I also feel like a good story is that was it the first time we hooked up? Well, the first time we hooked up or the second time? Whatever, like the first time we hooked up or something, she came over to my house and whatever, the night happens, and then in the morning I wake up and I like go into my kitchen and her clothes that obviously ended up off were like folded on the counter, and I was like, did you fold your clothes last night, like when you took them off? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my god, I love that. Because
it's funny because I did it while I was drunk.
Because yeah, we're both type A and like organized, and so it definitely attracted
and then what?
me.
I was in your room. At what point was I in your room?
That was the second time we hooked up. You were in my room.
And she opens her closet to get dressed, and I'm like, and I sit up from the bed and I'm like, wait, did you color organize your closet? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, me too.
Like I feel like what attracted to us to each other at first was like definitely obviously energy, but then that.
The fact that we're both type A. We're both major planners. Like,
yeah, we're like
not
organized types of people. What is your favorite experience that we've had together this year so far? So like just from January.
Ooh. I really liked the Nomad in Isla-Holbox.
Oh yeah, that was a good way to
That
start
was a
off the year.
fun experience. Like it was like one of the second vacation that we really planned, and we went to Isla-Holbox for
I mean,
New
we've
Year's.
been on a lot of vacations together, but it was one that like was
solo,
like not in a group.
we literally just did nothing except like laid on the beach on the, what do you call it, the day beds,
And we just
had
slept and ate a lot
tacos
of food.
and chips and guac. Core memory for me. When you think of an experience, like you taking me on my first road trip, like that feels like an experience.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. That counts. We'll say that has been in the past year.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. What is a song that reminds you of the early stages of your relationship and why? Ooh.
For me, it's when we were in Costa Rica,
Oh, I know.
and Lara would play like Bluetooth speaker, and we like shared a room in Costa Rica, and it was like late after New Year's, like we got home done from partying, and the song actually ended up playing on repeat, but like it was King City
by
yeah.
Majid Jordan. Yeah, that's a really good one actually.
Like it's not about the lyrics, like it's about a song that reminds you of that time.
Feeling.
Like for you, it could be like the Blue World by Mac Miller.
Oh,
I thought that was gonna be
you're
your
right.
answer.
That is a good one. I don't know, like lyrics wise, but definitely
Because
feeling
tell
wise.
them about that song. Why?
Blue World. So I was really, really guarded when I first started dating Carrie, and I ended up inviting her to come with me to Costa Rica to New Year's with a couple of my friends. And it's New Year's night. She's wearing my shirt, and all of a sudden, Blue World by Mac Miller comes on. And that should be one of our wedding
I was
songs.
like singing it. I was like singing it to you.
And then yeah, she was like singing it, and I was just looking at her, and I was like, oh, like, she's the one. That's my girl.
No, that's cute. Did you have butterflies the first time you met?
I didn't.
No.
No.
I have to talk about this because I wouldn't say that it was butterflies, but I also didn't know my queerness at the time when me and Lara met, and we met through a friend, but I did remember feeling extremely intimidated by you, which was like an odd feeling, because like not to sound like conceited or something, I just didn't ever get intimidated by girls. Like I was like young, I was feeling hot, like very confident, and I didn't really ever get intimidated, and like something about Laura intimidated me for no reason at all. Obviously we know the reason. And it did make me nervous, and you drove me home from our friend's house like the first time we met.
My Mustang convertible.
Yeah, and I felt the entire time, awkward tension because I was like, because I knew you were gay, so I was like, wish you like me.
I'm not gonna hit on her because she's like friends with my friend, and I had this whole thing at the time of like, I don't want a girl to think I'm into her just because I'm gay, and like maybe she gets uncomfortable, because I had some people that were girls that like, when I first was like coming out, like to my friends at least, a lot of girls weren't out, so I could be like, hi, how are you? They'd be like, Laura's hitting on me, and I didn't want her to think that, so I was really trying genuinely to treat you like a friend, but there was definitely a vibe. I feel like you were kind of like giggly, and I was like, oh, if you want to come out, like I get your number, and you're like, yeah.
I was like talking, like it was like the drive home,
Yeah,
we just
okay.
met. I was like, what's your sign? I was like, and you said you were a Scorpio. I was like, ooh.
And then you said you were a Gemini, and I was like, oh, you guys two-faced.
Well, that answers this next question, which is like first impressions or perception of each other. How did you meet? They want the full story. I wrote that because everyone's like, full story. How did you meet? Which is like, we're halfway there. We're on track. I put these in order in a way that would feel on track, so like it's good.
I saw your head flinch like you wanted to kiss.
No, I don't.
Yeah, okay, fine. No, you don't. Batata head.
Batata. Should
Should we? Okay.
Okay. How did you meet? We want the full story. Okay, so we're on the first day, right? So that's the first day we met. She took my number. She was like, oh, I'm like, there's like a party. Maybe I'll invite you. I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, let me know.
We're gonna go back in time.
So this is in 2018.
Yeah.
2018, okay?
Yeah.
Literally, like, I hadn't lived
2
with her
years
that
before
long.
the pandemic.
Okay, so 2018, that happened. She took my number, whatever, probably invited me to the party. And then the next time we saw each other was at Tao, the restaurant, and like a huge group of people for like a dinner before the club. Like it was like a birthday party, and I was like drinking, having a good time. Lara shows up with Jane and whatever, and she's like sitting at the end of the table like a creep, I don't know, and was like,
What, you were already in the middle of the table?
I was like, I turned into like a very social, very Gemini-esque when I'm out. And Laura's like, Carrie, like, come over here. And
From across the table, I'm like, Carrie, come here.
And I was like, what? Like, what? And yeah, and I sat down next to you, and Laura at the time lived in New York, but was in town, and so she was like, I'm going back to New York tomorrow, like, we should hang out tonight, like, basically trying to, like, trying to hook up with me, and I
was like, have you ever been with a girl? Do you want to know what it's like? Just being a dog.
I was honestly just kind of, like, I was, like, encouraging it. I was just, like...
You were like, I don't know, like, I might actually be going out to New York, and, like, I'm not...
Like,
and then I was like, oh, we can hang out there. And I'm talking, like, low and slow, and she's like...
Yeah, like, Laura's like...
Carrie.
She does, like, her thing.
My thing.
Yeah, like...
My boyish voice.
No, you're just, like...
Suave.
Yeah, you're suave. Go to the club, Avenue.
And we're dancing and drinking, and at some point, Carrie pushes me up against the DJ booth and starts making out with me.
I don't know what you did to...
I didn't do anything. You came out of the blue.
No, you must have provoked me. Were you hitting on me? I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't know if I could say I remember either. I think I was like standing, like I don't know, maybe I was looking at you.
So anyhow, I make out with her, and like obviously vibes, like I was obviously into it. So then I texted Jane, and I said, I guess I texted Jane, and I was like, why do I have a crush on Lara? Laughing my ass off or something like that. And then I guess Jane showed Lara that.
By the way, this is like when we're what, like 21?
This is in 2018, okay?
We're like 21 or something.
This is literally...
like 22.
This is literally 6 years ago, like almost to the dot. Like I know whose birthday it was, so it was like June 1st. Like
wow.
It was June something, like 6 years ago exactly.
Was it on his actual birthday?
In one of those days, I don't know. I'd have to look at my camera roll.
That would be fun.
Alexis was there. You know that Alexis was there.
Yeah, you found that photo.
Yeah.
That would be fun to know what day we kissed, or first kiss.
It might be the first day of Pride Month. I'll check on my phone later. I'll put a picture from that night right here. Insert photo from that night. Then I forgot about it. Okay. Then I forgot about it, and she went to New York. I got wrapped up in my world and my life, and I'm sure.
And boys here, and then
You
was doing whatever I was doing in New York.
You text me though here and there.
I was doing whatever I was doing in New York for like a couple of years, like just being there. Then the pandemic happens, and I had invited you here and there. Pandemic happens.
Throughout the 2 years, she would comment or DM me or whatever.
Yeah, like something flirty, but nothing like very intense.
Yeah.
And then during the pandemic, I'm in Joshua Tree living in the desert with my friends, and I'm bored as hell, not knowing how bad other people have it. I'm like, I'm bored. I'm in the desert on a bunch of land. And I randomly try to call her on FaceTime. Super scary because she's like dating a guy, and she's probably like looking at her phone like, why is this girl calling me?
Yeah, I definitely was like,
what the fuck?
But it also like shows how I felt about you, because I also felt like weirdly guilty that you were calling me, as if it was like, because we had kissed before, so for me I was like,
well, knowing your personality now, I get it.
Yeah, it would make me anxious.
Yeah, I would feel
like,
the same if somebody like called me like that too.
Because I'm very like loyal.
Yeah. She didn't answer the FaceTime, and then we texted like a little bit. She was like, oh, like I'm busy right now, I'm cleaning the house.
I told her that I was on FaceTime with my mom, which was a lie.
some
remember.
kind of lie. And then I was like, what? Then there was my birthday a few months later after that. And I was celebrating on Halloween at a friend's house, and I invited
Still in
her.
2020.
Yeah, during COVID, and I invited her, and I invited like a bunch of people, like literally like 300 people. And then she didn't come. And
It didn't come.
so I haven't seen her in like literally 2 years since the time we kissed.
Then like 2 weeks after that, I hit up Jane and I was like, hey, like, what are you doing today? And she was like,
2 weeks after that or more? More.
No, like,
Really?
no. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3
yeah.
weeks, sorry. 3 weeks
Okay.
after that,
Yeah, you're
I
right.
hit up Jane and I said, what are you doing? She was like, I'm grabbing lunch with Lara and
One of our other friends.
I was like, yeah, I'll come. And I came and Lara was just like,
Which at the time I didn't understand like how interesting it was that she was coming to hang out with Jane, because they were not as close as her and one of her other friends who she was supposed to hang out with that day. But for some reason she was like, I feel like I should go hang out with Jane and not Pam.
yeah, okay. So yeah, I canceled my plans I already had just out of the blue. And I went and you were there.
Yeah, and then I was hitting on her like a dog. And I was like, she was like sad about going through a breakup. And I was like, well, women are so much better anyways. Like, why don't you and me have some fun together? And then afterwards, if I can set you up with somebody or like whatever, I'll introduce you to a boyfriend.
Like, she thinks she's being sly, and the whole time I'm just kind of reading you. And I'm just kind of like, obviously I'm thinking like, she's not secure. Like, she like doesn't, you know, but like, I like you. Like,
But mind
like
you, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. In my eyes, I was like, as far as I know, she's straight, only been with guys, hasn't been with a girl. I think she's attractive. And I was in a point in my life.
We're in the exact same body position.
Well, we hang out with each other too much.
We look exactly.
Oh my god, your arm's the same too.
Did you know that people in love mirror each other?
That was hilarious. I don't know how we got into that position.
Whoa.
Anyways, where were we? I was hitting on her like a dog. I was hitting on her like a dog, and I honestly just was like, let's just like hook up and have some fun vibes. Because that's what I felt like most girls that were around me wanted, and I didn't think, and most girls didn't want to like be in a relationship with me or date me, because most of them were just trying to have an experience. And truthfully, it did hurt my feelings. Like after a while, when I got to a point where I'm not trying to have fun, I actually want to have somebody I can date, is when it really started to bother me. But you know, you kind of like hook up and do whatever until you figure out.
So then when
find
it
somebody
came
click.
to me, she
I was
thought
in
it
that
was the
mind
same.
state.
Yeah, she thought it was gonna be like the same pattern. And I'm a very
And
like
I behaved for that.
I'm like a very like free spirit, I would say. And I feel like I didn't even think about it that way. I just like knew I liked you, and
Which I was like shocked by. But that night we ended up.
you made me happy, and so I just kept wanting to be with you.
You're so sweet.
You know?
Oh. We're having lunch. We go to this artist's house at night with Jane and our other friend. Super random.
Out of
And
the blue, and
I end up taking her to the bathroom and just like making out with her. And I'm like, we should go back to your place tonight. And she's like, no, not tonight. So whatever, fine. I don't that night. I go home. And then the next day we're doing dinner at this one restaurant, and I start getting drunk on sake, which I don't really drink a lot of. And it's great because it doesn't taste like tequila, and it kind of just hits you like that. And I'm not a big drinker, but you know, a few years ago, it's COVID.
We're young. We were excited.
Haven't been able to go to restaurants. We're excited. Yeah, exactly. So I got a little tipsy, and I was definitely hitting on her. And we went back to the Beverly Hills Hotel for dessert after, for their souffle. I should make a souffle tonight. Oh my god, that's what I should do. Yeah, use those eggs.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time.
And then
we started
sealed the
making
deal.
out in the hotel room, and I was like, we should go back to your place.
And then we sealed the deal.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, my mom was flying in for Thanksgiving, so I had to like pick up my mom the next morning, like hungover with no sleep, with a hickey on my neck.
Yeah, I was like, you were like, I gave you a hickey. She's texting me the next day, and she's like, you gave me a hickey. And I was like, really? But you never sent me a picture, so I didn't know if it was actually a hickey or not.
No, those were the days. We were so young.
Yeah, giving hickeys is so like high school.
High school. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Was everyone supportive on you coming out?
I think a lot of my friends were supportive. Like, once I figured it out, like, I didn't figure out, oh, I'm gay until I was like 18. Like, late 18. Beginning 18, I was like, I think I'm bi. I was living in Germany. I had like 3 girl roommates. I was like, maybe I think I like girls. It's super hard to figure it out in the beginning.
Is like a crazy concept.
I just didn't know, but I started to figure it out because like I had my first like girl kiss in Germany, and then I like realized like, oh, I didn't think about it. And before that, I would like count seconds of how long I was kissing a guy. It'd be like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, because I didn't want it to be weird that I like pulled back quick. So anyways, once I started to accept myself and work and model and whatever, I started to say like, I'm gay, you know, but I didn't tell my mom. For a long time, it was a secret. And eventually I moved to New York, and then I had space. So I was really out with my friends, and I'd say, I'm gay, like whatever. And my friends were like normal about it, and it was nice because coming from the Middle East, where something like that is obviously, as many of you know, very hard to get that acceptance, and it's very taboo, and like, you know, you're going to hell if you do it kind of thing. It was really nice to be in America where I'd be like, yeah, because like I like girls. And I remember every time I tell people, I would have like a pause because I'd be waiting to see if they were going to react. And like I was so surprised. People were like, yeah, and like the next thing, and wouldn't even flinch about it. When it came to telling my mom, like I'm gay, whatever, that was tough. She didn't take it well. She didn't really understand it at the time. We didn't talk for like 6 months, and it was really, honestly, a very tough time. And then after being with Carrie for a while, like we were together for like 2 years, and then we decided to post a video on TikTok, and I kind of just decided like I didn't want to keep hiding who I was anymore, because like hiding it wasn't doing anything except...
And people in our circles knew, like...
Everybody knew.
But it was just like hiding it publicly online and with like
family. My agents all knew, but like my mom didn't, and that's pretty much it. Just like family didn't really know, you know. And eventually, like Carrie's like, we should come out, like blah blah blah, and I wasn't ready for the longest time for 2 years of our relationship, which is why side note, when people go and comment on my Instagram or hers, and they're like, this is a fake relationship, it's for clout, I get so annoyed because I'm like, we've been together so much longer than when we actually came out, and 2 years of it was me not wanting to come out because of my sexuality.
I just, I eventually was just like, we should come out because for me, I don't have the same kind of like bad experience. And
I wish I came out sooner.
No, but honestly, you're right. Those clout questions or comments are so annoying because it's like, sorry, not to like, I'm obviously not gonna name names, but y'all's favorite creators all met through TikTok with their platforms and started dating and then took it and whatever. Like we're already dating, and I happened to post. I just happened to post something of
we
us
both posted
once.
one, right?
I did first.
Yeah.
Just because it was cute, and I made it for like I just made it for you or something. Like I made a cute video and I posted it, and it got a lot of great feedback, and I was like, oh my god, people love this, and like it's representation, like we should post more.
And then I did one too, I think, right?
And then you did, and it was
you should do one.
Yeah, and so for us, like, I don't know, like, sorry, this is like totally derailing, but like, yeah, I think if
we've derailed a lot of questions,
we can derail, it's fine. I just feel like
podcast.
there are a lot of queer couples that people idolize, or queer people, like whatever, that actually do it for clout.
Yeah.
Because they were already TikTokers, and then they like DM'd and met.
Like,
and
you know
started
those
that.
videos of like girls that'll be like, I'm gonna propose to my girlfriend, and it's like some drone shot. Like, you know, she went and told her girlfriend, let's go act like I'm gonna propose to you with a drone shot.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's just impossible to like get the shot and make it look that way.
I don't
You
know. It's
There's
just
a lot of queer baiting online.
there's a lot of
creators.
there's a lot of really messy lesbians doing.
Messy.
They're all
Toxic.
like post, like people who like post with their exes and make like weird things. I'm like,
By the
I
way,
would
don't get us wrong. We
never-
love making new queer friends. We definitely love it, but we crack up and we tell them we're
Yeah.
like, we're so happy we don't have anything to do with what's going on with you guys, because they'll be like, oh, we're inviting this girl, but like her ex is here, and this one hooked up with
and
this
those
one.
two can't.
And we were always
this person
like-
can't come.
We were always like, we'd see videos of girls on TikTok like being like, oh, we hooked up with the whole friend circle, and we didn't get it. And now we're just like, oh,
Yeah.
because our queer friend group does that.
I love just I love our bubble, baby.
I know.
You and me. And then for my half of that, I feel I was very supported in coming out. I think most of you know, like, my mom was super supportive from the get-go. She never asked me any questions. I told her I had a crush. She said, who? I said, this girl, Lara. She said, cute, send pics. And she's never asked me questions.
I was like, that's the
ever.
best
My
response.
mom has never asked me one question about what's my label, how long have I known, like, no questions ever. And when I
That's
tell
awesome.
my mom that people ask me questions, because it happens a lot, she always gets frustrated, and she's like, well, the only question people should be asking you is, are you happy?
Yeah.
And like, I think I definitely am grateful for her, because she's definitely, I think, given me that the energy of feeling safe to be pan or whatever. And my sister said that she knew, whatever that means.
There's all the rainbows in there. Tips for being in a long-term relationship.
Ooh. Oh, do we have tips? I think a really good tip to being in a long-term relationship is never stop treating your partner like they're a guest in your home. Basically, what that means is, like, just be polite. Like, I feel like when you live with someone, you forget, or couples forget, but Lara and I say thank you to each other for literally everything.
Yeah.
Every time she drives, I thank her for driving. Every time someone does the dishes, we say thank you. Thank you for making the bed.
Yeah.
We're so polite to
Appreciative.
each other. Like, we always offer each other something when we're in the kitchen. We
Yeah.
always, like, I say, like, yeah, like, always treat your partner like they're a guest in your home. Like, can I get you anything? Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Like, just because at the same time, like, you always want your living space to feel, like, welcoming. Yeah.
I would say open communication. Like,
too.
emotions are tough, and sometimes it's, you know, it's human nature to get upset about things or worked up in a moment. And it's taken us a long time to, like, practice that, because, again, remember, I'm an avoidant. I don't like to talk about feelings. She's anxious attachment. She needs to talk to make it feel good. And with a lot of practice, we've learned ways to communicate and, like, find a middle ground of, like, soothing each other, and then take space when we're feeling heated. Like, it could be like 30 minutes, and then we'll come back to it and we're good. So now, like, I could say we went from, like, having moments, like, frequently to, like, now we, like, never really argue. Like, it's pretty rare, which is nice.
Yeah, and I
A
think
lot of growing up too.
I think the biggest thing is, I would say that if you need tips about being in any relationship, is to work on yourself and look inward. And as cliche as that is, it's just like, the more work I do on myself and the more work Lara does on herself, the better our relationship gets in turn. Just because we don't, you know, like, when you are unhappy with yourself, or you, like, subconsciously don't like yourself, you act out, you know, or you behave in ways that are a low vibration of who you are.
Yeah.
But if you love yourself and you, like, have worked on yourself, then you will act like that higher version, you know? Like, everybody is a whole person and we have good and bad parts, but you just have to like stay in the practice of like taking care of yourself, and then your relationship will be healthy as well.
Any advice to baby gays who have never dated a woman? My advice would be try to put yourself out there. If it's kind of like you're not comfortable, I would maybe recommend like using a dating app, because then at least you can like that's what I did. Like before I came out and before like when I was trying to figure it out and I didn't want anybody to know, and I just moved back to the States and I didn't have a lot of friends, I went on like a dating app and I would text girls there, and obviously none of them looked.
You were texting girls.
Stop! None of them looked even like a 10th like Carrie, and like
Wow, thank you.
scary batch. Let me tell you, like interesting batch. Like I think one girl was like a porn star. One girl was like lived in Long Beach, was like nice, ended up being transgender later. So like very interesting batch, but it was good in the sense of I didn't meet up with any of them, but it was good in the sense of like I learned to like kind of communicate, feel it out, like what's it like talking to a girl, because girls are different than guys.
You have to like erase everything that you thought you knew, and it's in a good way, but like for example, with men where you feel like everything is like I have to read between the lines and it's like a game,
Yeah.
with women it's not. And it's as simple as like you can just say how you feel and not be afraid that it's gonna make them run the opposite direction type of thing.
The reason I say the online thing is because as a baby gay, when you're figuring it out, I know it's like super nerve-wracking to like
Yeah.
try and talk to a woman face to face. It's like hard because you're like, how do I do it? What do I say? So like maybe starting online, especially
I
if
see
you're
what you're
somewhere where
saying,
it's
yeah.
hard to do it, can get you a little bit comfortable to kind of figure out how some girls' personalities are, and then that might help you build up the courage to be like, oh, I have an idea of how to talk to women now,
Yeah.
and then you can do it in real life.
I mean, you
know?
can also just like go if you have access to like a lesbian bar. I know they're not many. You could just go and just see what happens. See if
Yeah.
somebody talks to you and like what
Yeah.
it's like, just anonymously. You don't have to take anybody's information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Will you be doing IVF or having kids in the future?
We
do
definitely want kids. Yeah. Not for a while. We've had conversations
Long
about this,
time.
which is interesting because like when I
Long
was
time.
younger, I definitely thought like I'd be like married at like 29 maximum, like have kids at like 30 max. And now I'm like
Right?
I'm like 27 and I still feel like a kid in a lot of ways, and every 2 years that go by I feel like I've grown so much. And when I do have kids, I want to be in a position where like one, I'm very mentally stable, mentally aware of myself, very calm all the time, and like strong enough to be like a pillar of, or like a rock for them to rely on. Which like I'm very stable, but I'm not like fully there, like not to the point where I want to be. For example, like I still get worked up when my mom talks to me. I'm not at the point where I have
Your
a lot
mom
of
talk,
patience
not
with
not
her.
when her mom talk. That's misleading. She can still get impatient with her mom of like
Impatient.
answering
Technology questions.
like certain questions.
Yeah.
Like we hang out with Beebs all the time.
No, yeah, I take her out every weekend, but like certain technology questions, I'm like, oh no, like why aren't you getting this? And I get a little worked up.
We're both still, we're in the stage of building ourselves right now, and we don't really have time for things outside of like our dreams and our relationship together, and like obviously friends here and there, but mostly like
Like maybe at like 35,
We'll
something
see.
like that,
We'll see.
you know?
Stay tuned.
Do you? Oh, you can pout. You want to read them the question? You want to skip it and have a little make-out moment?
Do you think we're still in the honeymoon phase?
I think everything that just happened means yes.
I think we are in that
Shit's
honeymoon
hot.
phase so much. Like, I genuinely I feel like we're
Who
so
was that?
like I want to squeeze you. I feel like we're
Oh.
so cutesy, like overload cutesy. Like I think when we're on camera we get a little bit more serious actually, but when we're off camera it's just a constant, like, not to out us right now, it's just a constant like, do you love me? I love you so much. Why are you so nice to me? Why are you my baby? Baby, thank you so much. I just came in here for a kiss. It's very like lovey all the time. Sorry, I know you're trying to be cool, but that's the truth. That's the truth. You're so gay. You love me.
How do you guys handle disagreements?
Doing this now is a good time to answer this question because I feel like we're at a point where I feel like our relationship has matured so much.
A lot.
And I feel like we don't usually get to the point of disagreements lately.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
if we do, I feel like it has been kind of an uphill battle for me to learn that taking 20 minutes is probably better. And for
Thank you.
her to learn and her to learn that
After 2 years.
and her to learn that
Giving her a hug is also
yeah,
possible.
you could also just, you know, most of the time
Our issue was that
I just need like validation and a hug, and
Mhm.
most of the time she just needs like a beat.
our issue was that like I wouldn't go and give her a hug and she wouldn't give me like 20 minutes to regulate.
We just had
And
to
that
find a middle ground.
Caused an issue for a while, which goes to the question of like why we broke up for a bit. It was that we didn't figure this out yet.
That
And we
was
were
like
just
one
young.
aspect of why we
One
did.
aspect, yeah.
I think it was like, yeah,
Is
like
that
we.
a question later? So I don't want to take it away from somebody.
I mean, we can skip to it. I definitely like. I feel like we had a lot of. We just like had a lot of growing up to do in general. And
We were young. I mean, if you think about it, when we first started dating,
Let me
we were like,
find-
I was 23 and she was 22. And now I'm 27 and I'm almost 28 and she just turned 27. Like 22 to 27 feels so different, just as I'm sure that 27 to 30 will feel very different. And like we feel it like when we go out or we talk to like girls, like friends that are younger, if they're 22, we really feel a difference in maturity.
Mhm.
Or even if they're 30, we also really feel a difference in maturity from us.
Yeah.
And I think it took us maturing to like be able to meet each other at that point where like we can find a middle ground for healthy communication and taking a beat
Well,
and
hold on.
making a secure attachment.
Let's read it like this first. The question, I'm just gonna jump to this.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah. Why did you take a break in your relationship? How have things changed because of it? And what did you learn, and what led you to getting back together? So we'll start with the first one, is why you took a break. And I think also we both had a lot of unresolved trauma and work that we needed to do as well, like
Yeah.
self-work, that was also causing us to just not like understand how to resolve things. Like we, to be honest, like we never fought about anything significant.
It was always something
It was
stupid.
never about anything important. It was, my therapist always said, you know, it's not about the fight, it's about how you can come out of it, right? And so we had to really learn like that. I think from my perspective, like Laura was in that mindset for so long that I was going to like, this fear, she had fear that I was like gonna leave her for a guy, like other exes of her did to her, or things like that, to the point where sometimes it felt like she almost was not fully accepting that like I wanted to be with her. And I feel like that also caused her to be just a little bit more pulled back, where I wanted to like pour into her, you know? He came out publicly and to your mom right before we took a break, and I think just all of that was also like triggering for you because you were avoidant, where it was like, it was just a lot, like it was just,
Yeah.
I think we talk about this all the time, that like we're happy that it happened.
It was really,
You know?
really, really hard to go through, and part of me is like, I wish we didn't have to do it, but
We did have to.
But in a way, we had to do it because it made us kind of see what's out there and remember what we loved about each other, and made us really want to work things out and put in the effort to understand each other and see each other's value.
Yeah, like I definitely never stopped wanting you. Like,
Yeah, I never stopped wanting you either.
it was definitely like a very sad time.
I like randomly asked you if you wanted to go get a drink.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, you like random. I was out to dinner with my friends, and you like asked me if I wanted to go get a drink, and I did, and it was like really nice.
Yeah, the vibes were strong.
Yeah, I think, and it just I could feel it. Like I think both of our energy, like we matured a lot over that time. What did you learn, and what led you to getting back together? Can I tell them?
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
Embarrassing.
Don't get back with your ex unless they do this. What I'm about to tell you.
You still have it?
Of course.
Wow. I don't
Laura
know
was
where I
like,
go.
kept trying to hang out with me, and I was like pretty guarded because I was just like, obviously, you know, really hurt because I didn't, like, I wanted to be with her really bad. And yeah, babe, but like,
You didn't make it seem like that.
and so you were like trying to hang out, and we eventually hung out. We met up at the park, and
I picked you up
or you picked
and
me
took
up,
you to the park
and she pulls out like a folder.
with printed papers in it.
She
old
printed.
school.
She printed out like a 3-page like
Ooh,
letter.
I don't know why I did that.
Babe, it's the cutest thing you've ever done.
I thought you'd appreciate it.
She printed out like a 3-page letter to me, like confessing her love, and then like a 5-page like chart that was broken down.
5-page chart.
Yes,
How many pages did it give you?
it was actually 6.
I thought the whole thing was 4 pages or something.
Like
20 pages.
breaking it down, fight would have been about like a problem we had, and like why she thinks we had it, and like things she thought we could do to like resolve
So
it,
thoughtful.
which is really thoughtful and really cute.
Aw.
And I was like, I mean, how could you not accept the thing about being apart, Laura? Like, I think you like really thought about it a lot.
No. Should I get some visit?
No.
How is your relationship with each other's family? I would say that Carrie is very, very, very good with my mom, and my mom loves her.
I love bees.
And it's so funny because the first time that I had my mom meet Carrie, Carrie was like, I really want to meet your mom. I really want to meet your mom. So Carrie happened to be at like Air One in Venice, and we planned this. And she dressed all cute and whatever. And I decided to take my mom to Air One at Venice. And then I was just like, oh, we like I ran into my friend Carrie, and she's all of a sudden gonna like stay and have lunch with us.
Yeah, so we had lunch with her mom.
I don't know why we thought of
And
doing
I was like,
that, but-
yeah, because I don't know, we like wanted to pretend like we're friends, and we thought it would be too extreme if she was like, I want you to meet my friend. Instead, it was like I ran into.
Yeah, because we were like, I never asked her to meet my friends, so we thought it would be awkward if I'm like, I want you to
Yeah.
come and meet my friend. So I think we were trying to like take the edge off of that. But my mom loved her. I thought she was so sweet and cute. And I think after my mom met Carrie, she obviously like, knew that like we were probably dating. She knew for sure by like Thanksgiving. Because I was like, I'm bringing my friend to Thanksgiving. Which is like super weird. And then what, like afterwards we had posted on TikTok and it really came out and popped up.
Yeah.
And my mom was like that she knew, and I think meeting Carrie and knowing that Carrie is really feminine helped my mom put 2 and 2 together of like her perspective, just like a lot of people's perspective is like if you're a lesbian that maybe you're more like butch or more masculine. She didn't understand that I'm the more masculine one. So she would be like, you should wear a skirt. Why are you dressing like a boy? Why are you dressing like a boy? And it's like, I like dressing like a boy. Like, that's me. That's my style. And when she met Carrie, she's like, oh, Carrie's the feminine one. My daughter is the masculine one. And it's kind of like, well, what do you do with that? So she just had to
Lara's really good with my family too. Got my mom a car, and Lara like helped us negotiate the right deal. You know
yeah,
what
I
I mean?
like contacted a bunch of dealerships and got them
she
down.
did
to
like
a good
the hard part.
Yeah.
You're so sweet. My mom loves Lara. She always sends Lara little gifts in the mail. What is something new you would like to try together?
I know she wants me to do skydiving with her.
But I've done it, so it's not new.
Okay, something new for us together.
What do we want to do?
I don't think there's been anything specific that we've been craving to do.
I've been craving. Ooh, what should we get for dinner? Should we be bad? Should we order?
Yeah. We have a lot of mashed potatoes.
Oh my god, I literally made it in. Yeah.
We could just order the steak and like some sushi. Another date, like a cute sunset date with your little cute dress and take pictures and whatever as well. And we can make a thing of it after 4th of July. I love you. This will be your reward for helping me record. And make it a day that's all about you.
No. So what are we gonna try together?
Oh yeah. That's a really tough question.
Maybe we should try
A new restaurant?
I'm thinking like a
new
skill or an
a new
activity.
kind of garden?
We're done here. Carrie, would love to hear about your family background as I support mine too. I
Oh,
don't
that's so sweet.
remember who asked the question because I didn't write any of the names on here, but kudos to you, whoever that was and anybody else.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it very simple and quick, but I grew up in Denver and my family never had a lot of money at all. Like, think about it in the sense of like, obviously like very old house, like I never wanted anyone at my school to see my house, like never had a new car, like nothing like that. Like old cars always breaking down, like one pair of shoes a year type of thing. The only reason I'm traveled at all is because of modeling. Like luckily, like I was born into a body that people find to be beautiful, and I can use that to work and model and travel. So I'm very blessed in that sense. So I have my mom and my sister, and she has 3 kids plus 1 on the way. My oldest nephew lives with my mom mostly, and he is 12, and he's like literally my favorite person in the whole world because when he was born, my sister was 16, so I was like 14. So I feel like I kind of like helped raise him a bit, and he's visiting here in July, so you guys will meet him. But yeah, like I just over the past couple of years have been just kind of taking over as like the foundation of my family, and you know, it's definitely a huge responsibility emotionally and financially to do that, but it gives me purpose, and like I don't really,
in a way it's motivating.
It's motivating. I think my mom is like such a amazing, beautiful human being who's been through a lot of crappy things. I feel like I just want to take care of her. So subscribe and like this video because everything you guys do definitely helps me support her and all of the children that really need it. You know, it goes to their food and my mom's car and his sports and all of that stuff.
Sugar mama.
I am sugar mama. Lara, how to handle being a lesbian in the Middle East where I can't admit it and I can't move.
I feel like the idea of not being able to move stems from somebody that's probably young.
Yeah, they
Right.
said, I think like the other part of the question did mention like their parents said that they couldn't move.
So it's probably, like, my guess is that you're probably like under 18, right? Obviously, like, I lived in the Middle East, and I know that most people in the Middle East, like, they do live there for a while, right? And as you get older, you'll eventually just reach a point where it's like, you'll decide that you want to go to school somewhere else, maybe get an education somewhere else, or if that's not possible or it's too expensive, and let's say you do end up staying wherever you are in the Middle East, eventually that feeling that's inside of you is just going to start coming up more, and you're just going to get older, and it's just going to come up more and bother you more. And you might just reach a breaking point. Like, I just reached a breaking point where I was like, fine, I don't want to be closeted anymore to the public, and I just kind of came out, you know? Yeah, I think it's like the most important thing is accepting it about yourself. And then I don't know what country in the Middle East you're in, which makes answering this question a bit harder, because I know in Dubai, there's like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, that those are like a lot more difficult. I know that Lebanon, where I'm from, has like an underground scene, so it's a lot easier there. But I do understand the difficulties of it, and my suggestion would be like trying to get a job that's outside of the country, or trying to go to school outside of the country, and you just kind of have to wait until you're not in high school to do that.
Yeah.
And I think if I was in your place, other than that, I would just keep it on the down low. Like, you might be able to tell a friend that you really, really trust, but like, you know, you also don't know if that friend might go and tell people.
But you have
and then it might be like something that like upsets you, you know? I remember when I was younger, I think I went through a phase of like telling like 2 or 3 friends that like I think maybe I might like girls, but I wasn't sure. And like one friend was kind of like, I remember we walked into this place, some random girl named Lara as well. There was like a weird vibe. Somehow I ended up with her scarf, and I felt like a feeling, but I didn't really understand it. And like I left, and I didn't see the girl again after that, and I kept her scarf. Okay? Nothing happened. She was in college though, so she was like, she knew herself, and I was in like 10th grade, I think, so I wasn't there yet. And I remember my friend Jasmine was like, oh my god, dude, that girl, I feel like she kind of like was hitting on you. And I was like, no, I don't think so. That's so super weird, you know? And then I remember, I think I had told like one of my guy friends or something, I think I might like girls, and they went and told some people.
Oh.
And that's why it's like, be careful who you communicate it to is the point of that story, because some friends might be like, my friend Jasmine, like she ended up being queer too and moving to Canada and like whatever.
Oh, okay.
And turns out her sister was the same, like, so we're all queer. And that's why my secret was safe with her, because
Right.
we both didn't know it and we both were figuring it out. And the other person was like, they didn't think about it. It wasn't on purpose that they did it, but you're just young.
People gossip.
And you don't think about it.
Yeah, and people gossip.
People gossip, yeah. Be careful who you tell.
But that's good advice.
Yeah.
We answered this one.
Yeah.
How is it going learning Arabic for Carrie? I actually have an Arabic lesson tomorrow.
What's your new word that you asked me about the other day? Shumabatik.
Shumabatik.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Shumabatik. Shuma. What do you say? Shumabatik hayate.
No. You're so sweet. Are we gonna be extra naughty and order food tonight?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Half. Like I cooked something.
We can use the potatoes.
Where do you both see each other and yourselves in 5 years, like together? Like where do we see?
Great question. Within the next 5 years, I definitely see myself engaged to her, at least. Because I'm 27 now, 28, 29, 30, 31, maybe 32.
Because your age or because you love me?
Well, I love you. I'd be married to you right now if we weren't living here. I definitely see myself engaged to her at the very least. Not kids yet. No kids yet.
No, I want to be like hot and young.
Like
and
traveling,
married.
having fun, and just kind of like maybe even going on like spiritual journeys together.
I want to lean more into like social media and YouTube, and Laura wants to lean in more to music because she's always been like really like drawn to music and DJing, and she does DJ. So we'll see where that takes us in the next few years because
And I definitely feel like it's something that's meant to be.
yes, I personally think that she's like has star potential. But that's my opinion. What is your best advice to get back on your feet when you're feeling down or unmotivated?
I would say when you're feeling down or unmotivated, it's what?
I burped.
Oh. Thought I had bad breath.
Bless you.
You want a kiss? Anyways, I would feel like it comes down to like a mental health thing and taking care of yourself. So if you're feeling down and unmotivated, it would be good to take a walk like every day, maybe meditate, journal. When I'm like feeling down, those 3 things really help me. And like even the other day I woke up, I was feeling kind of down because I'd been in the house all day like the past couple of days, just like working on stuff from home. And it's like I didn't really realize it, but I kind of realized it a bit. And Carrie was like, let's go take a walk, let's take our coffee. And sometimes you need that. If you have a friend that you could do that with, or even solo, I used to do it solo all the time. And I still do. Take a walk, enjoy the sun.
I still do.
I hiccuped. I still do. Yeah, just like
The
take a
sun,
walk, get
be
some
the
sun.
sun.
If you have work to do that you can do like on your phone, like emails or something, or even bring your laptop and hotspot yourself, like sit in the park or like go to a cafe.
Tell the story of the first I love you.
Oh.
We were in Sedona,
Yeah.
in Arizona. We were there with our friends, which was like one of my favorite trips we've ever been on.
I actually loved it. I really want to go back.
That was so nice.
Yeah, that'd be a fun road trip.
She said it to me in the parking lot of a four-wheeler rental spot.
I was feeling really sensitive. It was like the day my grandfather had passed away. I was a bit like in a bad mood. My mom was crying. I was kind of like worried, kind of dealing with all of that. And Carrie was like, you know,
Sure.
you're sad about like your grandfather, and like went to give me a hug. And then I just kind of was like, I love you. And I was crying about my grandfather passing away.
It like slipped out.
Yeah, it like slipped out. And then like she was like, I love you too. And I was like, and she was like, what? And I was like, I accidentally said I love you, and you said it back.
Well, because
And I was like, I wanted you to be the first person. And she's
well,
like,
because there was a pause, and she was like, I love you, and then she like, I could see that she was freaking out, and I just like put my arms on her, and I was like, stop, like I love you too, like it's fine.
yeah, I panicked.
Yeah.
That was a sweet moment.
Yeah, of course I love you. Like, come
I love
on. It was
you.
like without like it was obviously known. We both knew we loved each other at that point. It's just
Yeah.
like
That was a
Who's
really
gonna
sweet
say-
vacation, a sweet time. It was cold as hell.
it was really nice.
It was so cold.
fun.
It was so cold.
What is our morning routine together?
I wake up like an hour before her, an hour and a half sometimes, and I get on my phone. Very bad habit. And I start working. And I do some emails and maybe edit some content and like get my head start before, but I stay in bed
Yeah.
for like an hour, which is bad.
And then at some point
She
I wake up.
sleeps, and part of this is like this habit also developed from like if I get out of the bed, it might wake her up, and I don't want to wake her up, but my mind is on when I'm up, so I just want to start.
You're so sweet.
And then I just chill in bed, because if I get up and I leave the bed, she'll immediately come to the living room and be like, you got out of bed, and she'll wake up, and then I feel bad because she's sleepy for the day.
No.
And once she's up, I'll be like, you ready to get up? And I have
No,
to practice.
I'll wake up. This is it. When I wake up, I need cuddles.
That's what I was getting to.
So I have to have my morning cuddles.
So I
And-
wait for her to wake up until I can cuddle her.
Yeah, and then we wake up and we cuddle, and I say, I just woke up.
It's a slow start.
And I just woke up, and I like need a time in the bed to like cuddle.
So we do that for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, are you ready for your coffee? And then we'll go to the
I
kitchen.
say no, and then I say fine.
And then I open the blinds, and like she's like, it's so bright. And then she's like, fine, I'm getting up.
And then we make the bed. Well, or sometimes we take turns. Mostly you,
What?
but I do sometimes make the bed.
Sometimes.
Well, we get together a lot lately,
Yeah.
and we come
Figured
in
out our technique.
and straighten up the kitchen and living room that we made a mess the night before.
Yeah.
And then we have coffee and chai, and depending on the day, we just
Make
every day is
breakfast
different.
with
Yeah,
something.
we make breakfast. We take turns doing that too.
Yeah.
Our favorite movies and TV shows. Shark Tank.
Love watching Shark Tank. What was that other show we got
Tiny
addicted
Homes.
to? Oh my god, yeah.
And Tiny Homes.
Weirdly, really love Tiny Homes. I forgot it was on. I think it was on like Hulu. Yeah, so good.
What's it like dating someone from a different background? I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to fully know Arabic. I love like eating the Arabic foods and getting in the culture.
You're an honorary Arab.
Yeah, I just I just love it. Like I'm always into like traveling and learning and about new people and cultures and I don't know, I love it.
And I fed her first grape leaf.
Yeah, which is
And-
crazy.
Crazy, but you had hummus before.
Of course, yeah.
And I taught her the ways of the grape leaf, the real grape leaf.
I made them one time.
You did. You did a good job.
Thank you. What do you guys like to do together in your free time?
We just
what's
got-
free time?
Yeah. We just got passes to this place called Huntington Park, which is pretty nice.
We do not do that in our free time. Don't even bullshit.
No, but I'm saying hopefully we'll utilize that more. Honestly, we're always doing things. We don't really have a lot
I
of
would
free
say,
time. We hang out with
like-
my mom.
Yeah, in your free time. Yeah,
We have
maybe
free time,
see
we take groups out.
friends. See friends or just literally relax. Who is our guest star? Oh, this has been updated.
Guest star.
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, like that? Or is it Anne Hathaway? Are we settled on her?
I think so.
She's great.
Last but not least, what are the signs that made you both think you were destined for each other? That's a cute one.
You guys ever seen Aladdin? Where are you going? You know how he wishes on the thing with the genie?
You made a wish with a genie? Oh my
I wished for her every single day for 2 years.
Not me exactly.
But somebody exactly like that. I was like, I want her to have blonde hair and colored eyes, and I want her to be really pretty, and I want her to love me while I'm in my current apartment that's not that great, and not be like money hungry, but then love me later when I have more money and I'm successful. And I want her to be somebody that I can grow with, and I would just always think about that. What was the question again?
What?
Did I cover it well?
You did, I think. You manifested me. Yeah.
What are the signs that made you both think you were destined for each other? Yeah, I feel like I definitely manifested her, and I told her this, and then I think as time went on, we started to say that I think she also manifested me, but when she was thinking about me, she wasn't thinking about whether or not I was a girl or a guy. She was just thinking about the qualities that she wanted in a person.
Yeah, definitely. I think that everybody I dated prior to Laura, there was always something that was missing. I just know with you. You just know.
I think I used to also actually ask her this question, how do you know I'm your person, or how do you know I'm your person? And that you're not gonna be with a guy, because I had that kind of trauma or whatever. And she would just be like I just know, I just feel it. Because whenever I was dating a guy, I would be like, well, they don't feel like they're my person. They feel like they're a filler.
When I was dating guys, I would always think to myself, I wonder who I'm gonna marry. Yeah, I wonder who I'm gonna marry. But when I'm with Laura, I'm just so we're getting married. I just feel like I have known you in a past life.
I feel like I married
You know what I
in
mean?
past life. It's the wine. You keep telling me to drink it. It makes you sleepy.
Ah!
Anyways,
We did it! We did
sorry
it!
it took us so long to get to the Q&A, but
I hope you guys enjoyed. We tried to
it's
answer
obviously
everything.
gonna be long, so at least you guys have a long one to watch. Like and subscribe. Let's help get her to 10,000 followers.
And share, and like, and subscribe. I really hope TikTok doesn't go away here in America, but if it does, I'm gonna be on YouTube. We love you guys. Cheers.
Love you guys.
Bye.